excited, being riled up, of course, by our wonderful co-commentators on the stage. Shout out, of course, to Maverick and Raph. They're holding it down.
Yeah, Maverick and Raph have been such a pillar of the community for so long. I'm so happy they get to, you know, talk to the people directly, as we're going to talk to the people here as well, because we are looking to be just now starting here. And I got to note one less important factor that just happened. They did pick Coliseum. We're an offline event. We don't have to pick Coliseum anymore. It's okay.
You're free. You can choose where you want to go. But, you know, old habits die hard. Kind of ingrained into our souls at this point.
Yes, and one of them is going to ingrain the idea of their memory in your mind as they try to make a path here into the winners finals, hopefully, because one of these two is going to that path. We have it. We're starting the first game here. Such a pensive start right there, but finally Ren getting in with the hard game and an immediate Dragon Punch. That's going to set the tone defensively here, and it's going to make Ren have to double pick knockdowns, and there it is. We talked about earlier how you need to have anti-airs on point. Yeah, already shown.
Yeah, Ren, Totoro even very, very good at those anti-airs versus lots and lots of characters. One thing you'll see in particular from him is he loves to go for the light DP, those late light DPs on reaction to get those big reactionary anti-airs. Great 2H again, and right there, he went for the EX5 because that's a very particular setup that only works with Charlotta. If you hit the 2H, the 5 can corner carry her, and you can combo her from there. Great air-to-air with the jump hand as well.
And use the rushdown to get full damage on that because rushdown uses 50 meters. There was no skybounder, skybounder available. But the Dragon Punch to go through. Oh my goodness, what reaction. Super smart right there. And that is why the round is over.
Yep, a perfect response coming out from Totoro right there. Explosive start. How is Ren going to answer back?
Yeah, Totoro seems to be in such emphatic control. No jump has gone unanswered so far.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 5H in the Lord Strike. I remember when they used to do more damage, but I mean, it still does a lot. I think it's a shimmy here, but Ren seems to be nice and stalwart in terms of waiting. Oh, I was about to say, I thought for a second that was the jump that was not going to get unanswered, but Totoro shut me up.
Again, just so much control. He is not allowing Ren out of this corner. That is going to be a combo to death.
Oh my goodness, got it perfectly. This time the EX Fireball connecting normally, you know, waited just long enough for Charlotta to be low to the ground. And Totoro on the first game, and again, I cannot stress enough, jumping was just not possible.
No.
Oh, well, I guess I could say it was possible, but it was your death, right?
Yeah, and it's so important to get those jumps off of Charlotta. You've got to be careful of the spacings at which you want to jump. You've got to be really, really mindful because that's how a lot of the time she's going to start her offense. As you mentioned before, character falls incredibly fast, so it's harder than normal to react to her jumps, and that's where she gets going. But if you're someone like Totoro who's able to react to those amazingly, this time reacting to the 228, the noble strategy, not allowing her to work her way in.
Yeah, and that's going to allow Totoro to also get Trauma Rise stacks, increasing the strength of the specials we're going to see, and that was one of them you saw right there. You're going to see a lot more damage output in a lot better situations because of those Trauma Rise stacks. The Dragon Punch comes out. Here's the knockdown situation. Now, we have yet to see the command grab represented from Totoro, so when that comes out, it could be just completely not thought of by Ren.
Yeah, definitely at the moment it seems like, and there's a 5 corner carry combos from mid-screen. What a conversion right there, the incredible pickup. As I mentioned before, exclusive to Charlotta is that sequence.
Yeah, and it's lucky that, you know, Charlotta is so small. Normally a lot of people curse the name of very small characters, but that is the one situation where you're just like, yes, I love it. Yeah, and I just love the way Totoro is playing because, like, Totoro recognizes that in this game, cat and mouse, you don't have to go anywhere inside of the range of Ren, and because of that, that's going to set you up better, but finally it stuck anti-air here.
That was very, very smart from Ren. Kind of understanding and recognizing the anti-air timing that Totoro has been going for. He goes for a really, really early jump normal right there.
Yeah, that's one of the ways you try to get around stuff like that, right? Somebody's beating you in an anti-air situation, so you try to use the hurt boxes. But oh wow, that actually walled out from max range. Ren aware and privy, but oh, so is Totoro here with the Amore.
Yeah, excellent challenge. He goes for the tick throw. Both players on a last hit scenario right now. Excellent challenge from Ren. But doesn't go into the combo into Skybounder, and he's going to lose the set for it. Unfortunate for Ren right there.
That was tragic. Ren definitely wanted to try to go for Super Skybound Art to be able to close out that round and stay alive, but unfortunately got the incorrect move and is not going to make things happen off of that. And I mean, Totoro capitalizing beautifully, recognized like, oh wait, you didn't kill me, hold on,
Yep.
I'm ready, I'm ready.
Yeah, just throughout that whole set, Totoro had such a rock-solid game plan, just the ability to react in so many different situations. Selecting his signature dark color as it was available for Vera as well. He plays the same color for Jita.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As long as it's available, he wants the edge, for sure. Yeah, so Vera is one of the newest characters in Granblue Fantasy Versus, and just one that I have such an affinity for personally, because I feel like they did such a good job with her in regards to making her very unique and open-ended in particular. Open-ended is the word I like to use a lot for this character, because she does have 2 modes, and the ways that you get into this mode are either by using a Skybound Art or by getting a command grab on her unique action, right?
Yes.
And so once that happens, she actually gets access to a whole new set of moves. She keeps some of the old ones, and some of those old ones get powered up. But the new set of moves are very important to note, and you'll see some of those soon.
That we will. Meanwhile, of course, on the other side, Belial, notorious in this game, has been one of the best characters. Of course, when he released, he was undisputedly the best character in the game. Now been toned down quite a few times, still an incredibly, incredibly strong character. Very, very versatile at multiple ranges, one of the best fireballs, incredible up-close options. Meanwhile, Vera much more mid-range focus, great catch into the hard knockdown mid-screen.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing that has to be noted is the whiff punish ability of Belial. The 5H on this man is just exceptionally strong because it moves forward right there, and you can cancel it into a special move to make things happen, and you're going to see it. The knockdown here off the EXTP is hard knockdown. Okay. Trying to take command throw. Oh, but there it is, the Amari here from Gamera. Wants to use the back shift to be able to get away. Remember, that is new to Granblue Fantasy Versus, the back shift.
Yep.
And so is this rush down here, which can be special cancel.
Get the follow-up. He can into the far heavy. Doesn't choose to follow up into the DP afterwards, but the stagger on the lights will be able to take out Gamera right there.
Yeah, I think the spacing was just not right for the DP, so he was trying not to risk it, right? Because he's already got like a check situation and then hard knockdown. May as well just keep it. But there's another strong tool, is that 2U, the sweep from Belial. It's one of the farthest reaching in the game that is not, you know, using a weapon, right? I guess you could call it like a weapon.
Even including some of the weapon ones, it reaches incredibly far, and you know, unless it's a moving sweep, it outranges a bunch of them.
Yeah, it actually does outrange one of Nirmaya's sweeps, so it's, you know, pretty sad. Oh, and there it is. Yeah, the 2M is going to be able to help Luminera set up with the EXTP. Yeah, last time Taco showed backshift, right? Yep. So probably thought Gamera was going to run forward to catch backshift. Another throw.
Yeah, there's just a lot of these kind of specific adaptations, specific callouts. Nice rush right there just to relieve that pressure.
Yeah, rush is actually strike invulnerable, right? So going through the 2M of Belial. Oh, but catching it in the full conversion right there, even from max distance. Nice from Gamera. Has gotten out towards the corner. That was an accident.
Yeah,
probably trying to get in the X, but the Skybound Art is out.
May have also been an attempt at a rush after the confirm of the far medium. That would have been a nice combo into the corner.
Oh, yeah.
At the very least, Gamera still has full meter and the potential to install Luminera right here. Okay. EX Scarlet Oath, that's an option. Oh, go to the overdrive instead.
Yeah, overdriving the blowback right there, and now Gamera can't be chipped out for death, and you know, still has access to the extra damage, and now he's gonna have chip on the normals as well. Trying to go for EX Basago.
Nice fuzzy jump back right there, just to avoid the situation. Real scary, and that's something you're gonna see from Gamera relatively often. Dodson. Yeah, unfortunate, that is unsafe, and Taco taking that first game.
Taco looked very stoic through that whole thing. I know you can see in the camera right there that he was clutching his chest for his heartbeat, but like his heart rate probably does not, you know,
reflect the pace of that gameplay.
Yeah, exactly, because that was so slow. Obviously, we saw a lot of buttons being tossed out there in case of a run forward or a lock forward, but I don't know, that seemed completely in control for Taco a lot of the time, and we see a Jita change to maybe, you know, combat that.
Yeah, the composure coming out from Taco that game was simply incredible, and it's really, really difficult to play the game at that pace versus a player like Gamera, because that is the pace that Gamera wants to play at. But Taco just kind of twisted it on its head ever so slightly to make it his own pace.
And we're going to see how that comes up versus Jita, because there's going to be a few different tools for Jita to use in this particular situation. So normally we talk about Belial's Fireball, but Jita does have one as well.
Yes.
Now, the hardest part, though, is Belial's Fireball is just clearly the best Fireball out of the Shoto characters, right? For a number of reasons, but he's also got that standing unique Give Daddy Some Sugar, which is a parry.
Yes. One that is very good against fireballs, particularly at that range. At longer ranges, it's not quite as good, if just because the opponent will have options available on them to be able to respond. Oh, yes, Masago.
Yeah, although this Shoto does have a command throw. Oh, yeah, tried to tech a throw right there. That's very common to try and tech throws with the universal overhead, because it is airborne, right?
Yes. Wow, just a challenge. That's going to be a perfect, I believe. Wow.
Wow, what a strong start to game number 2 from Taco. Gamera is going to have to dig real deep right now.
And I think quite a few people probably were not expecting this. Again, these two players are incredibly close in terms of level, but I still think a lot of people would have had Gamera as a favorite. Good techs on the throw.
Yeah, they are delayed tech, so the damage is going to add up, and finally catching the walk back with the sweep. That is a very common situation. You do catch a lot of Granblue players walking back, and so sweep is a good tool for being able to deal with it.
Yes, absolutely. Slight delay on the Rekka, and this is where Jita shines. That corner carry off of those combos really strong. Now it's Gamera's turn to apply the pressure. Look, diffuses.
Yeah, that jump did not come answered, but that is going to be a +4 situation right there. So yeah, that's not punishable.
Ooh, I like the introduction of the spot dodge coming out from Gamera. That is one way to combat that far heavy as non-Belial for other characters. Goes for the aggressive rush. Has bar to do another one if he so pleases. What a whip punish to far heavy.
Yeah, far heavy is just so phenomenal at that. Clout with the 5L, but didn't have any belief in it, so that allowed Gamera to Dragon Punch out. And yeah, the second you jump, Gamera finally answered. You know, missed the last one, but not this time, and he knows that he can't miss anymore.
Indeed, and now it does feel like Gamera is starting to find that pace, starting to get into control of the game once again.
Now, however, EX Fireball already off the table, right? And yeah, there's the strength of that Belial Fireball is he can change the trajectory, he can change the way it works. And so if you try to dodge it, he might actually catch you.
Yep. Tries to dodge, tries to jump. There's so many ways that you can use that Fireball. Again, EX Fireball expended from Gamera. Uses the spot dodge a little bit early, not able to get a combo right there, but the DP to get Taco back in control.
Yeah, and like the safe jump now, he's got the pressure going. But okay, yeah, Gamera trying to Abari out, using the Rekka just to be able to make something happen. Push away from the corner. There's the rush. Same deal on this one, right? There it is. Give Daddy some sugar to be able to counter.
Missing the timing of the safe jab right there as Taco. That would have been really crucial if he got that. Gives a ton of damage in the corner. Goes for the plus range. Whiffs instead. Yeah. Wake up spot dodge. Another throw. One more will take the set for Taco. And there it is!
EX Masago was only represented twice prior, but it was just so few and far between that you had to have forgotten about it. Now, in this game, while there is no way that you can just, start walking directly after, you do a normal attack or anything like that, or, if you're glow yellow.
I mean, very recently at the most recent Psy Games Cup, he did get top 8 in that. So, proving himself once again here on the Grand EVO stage. But he has a titan of the North American scene here in ZombiMu. No stranger to winning various tournaments. Winner of Combo Breaker, winner of Frosty Faustings, both this year. And just an excellent all-round player with the Kakuyo Stro in general. Yeah, definitely considered to be our best player and has shaped a lot of our personal opinions about characters in this game as well. But there's no doubt about Kamiki C's character. Beelzebub is the king. Very strong indeed. And I think people that may have come from just Season 1 may find this quite surprising, because back in the day, of course, Beelzebub's seen as a relatively mediocre character, but over the course of the game, he's been receiving a lot of love, he's been receiving a lot of improvements to lots of parts of his kit, a lot more stability, stronger combos, faster teleport, all that jazz, and just he's transformed into this incredibly well-rounded, strong presence. And how fitting that we get a story matchup as well. This is actually a canon matchup too, on top of it. So, but starting out Zombie with the first connection here, already pushing towards the corner. The EX Unisonic is one great way for Beelzebub to be able to get away from certain things. Okay, and that's a good showing right here, is knowing that Universal Overhead is a part of Kamiki C's game plan, already being ready for it by just reaction alone. Yes. Oh, back shift! Oh my Lovely use of the back shift right there to get a proper punish on that overhead, but the throw to contest the teleport afterwards, very, very important for Kamikisi.
Yeah, and also just getting straight back into the corner, that's wonderful. But yeah, another delayed throw tech, finally no throw tech. And Kamikisi, despite the fact that, you know, Zombie has the tactic number of throws, you keep going towards it, right? So then Zombie has to triple think about what he wants to do. He's going to be able to jump out, this is big damage.
Yes,
not going to be able to kill though because of that back shift taking the meter earlier.
And it was, of course, important to go for the back. What an air! What an air! Oh my goodness, Zombie! What the heck?
The absolute max distance for that confirmed to be able to make it happen. The round stolen away by Zombie Move.
What a round, what a back and forth between these two so far. Kamiki getting the opening gambit and piling on the pressure in the corner. What a contest on the far heavy with that 2M.
Yeah, it's really important to try to take your turn back, even if your opponent thinks you're negative, right? They might get a little overzealous and do something a bit too late. But yeah, that Unisonic has got to be watched out for because it is back in full force. Yeah, the 2M is just trying to whip punch something. Here comes the Black Fly, though. Yeah, Caliber's used, that means there's no more Unisonic. So yeah, Zombie recognizing that and just wants for it, trying to go for the throw tech with Kamiki C, and that's going to be damage.
Yeah, very solid. Gets the loop with the Alexandra, the 2-1-4 as well. Lovely sweep to immediately defuse those portals.
Yeah, the sweep does take out both of them because they are right next to each other, but again, another whip punish, huge damage. Zombie without the meter for Skybound Dart, the Unisonic to be able to get out. What is the setup? Catches the back shift, and that's going to do it right here. Super Skybound Dart, a gift for you, the Chaos Legion.
And Kamikisi committed to punishing that back shift in particular. He knew that Zombie Moo was going to try to escape there and hard ran into that back shift to get the punish.
Yeah, the close M is also really good if the opponent doesn't try to back shift, right? So just a really good decision making note from Kamikisi to take that round. But already back at it again is Zombie with the pressure here towards the corner. The portals are up, and yeah, there is not even a moment of hesitation for Kamikisi on dealing with portals.
Yes, really, really like that. That's so imperative to do. Calls out the teleport again.
Yeah, back shift to be able to get away. Beelzebub is looking a bit scary. The spear is out. Calculations are done.
Lovely tick throw right there. Gets a tech on that one. Another throw coming out from Kamikisi. Very similar to what we saw in the previous round. Gets the cross up with the teleport.
Yeah, you may be thinking about the cross-up in this situation, but that's why Kamikisi has been throwing so much, right?
Yep.
It's to make you think about throw rather than the guard button instead. But all the portals are going to get caught by the Black Flies, and Kamikisi is going to be taking the first game. That third round was way more in control for Kamiki.
Absolutely, that it was. And it's a bit of a tricky situation for Zombie in these spots because, you know, they have to use backdash to get away from these certain situations. But as a result, he's not building up the meter fast enough to be able to use his Skybound Art, to be able to use Overdrive, and that's kind of limiting his options defensively. What a pull out on the teleport once again.
Yeah, for all of its teleport strength, it does have a few weaknesses, and finally, Zombie not actually reacting to Universal Overhead, but instead trying to stand tech. The Karma comes out, but it does get slapped on. That is one of the ways to deal with that, but just to be able to get through.
Kamiki firing off on all cylinders with this aggression, not allowing Zombie to play the game. And Zombie usually with such a controlled, established neutral, just kind of being torn apart right now by Kamikisi. Great catch on the jump, but no KO just yet.
Got the Universal Overhead to try for going for the throw tag, but there's the Chaos Caliber to keep it going. Yeah, at that distance, Zombie felt the need to press buttons because it's, while there is plus frames there, there's not something that normally goes that far, but Chaos Caliber is one such thing.
Yes.
But yeah, I gotta be able to give Zombie the Spirit Bomb right now. The crowd is going nuts for it, just to be able to get out of the situation, but it's already started kind of difficult. The jab is actually gonna get go over it. Knockdown time here off the portals is gonna level up that rock.
Yeah, this is incredibly important for Zombie to capitalize on the situation. The plus frames from the EX teleport, more plus frames right here. Able to get the cooldown for the portals back.
Yeah, and Unisonic is out. There's the plus frames on the side. And also with Karma, the throws are going to come out. It's going to be another throw, another one after the jab. No, and I mean, Zombie does the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Black Flies are up. Gonna just dodge the crossover to get through them. Dealing with one portal at a time is Kamiki C with the finally with the Unisonic. Teleporting to kill frames and be able to just make a meaty happen for sure.
That's just a variation on these stacks. Finally the overdrive coming out from Zombie just to relieve that pressure, and now it's his turn to apply this pressure. Blocks the EX dive.
Oh, the overdrive setup. Yeah, I like that from Kamiki because that is not technically guaranteed, but it is really hard to deal with.
Wow, what a throw past the teleport. And there is the anthem to take the set. Zombie Moo out in 7 7th place.
Yeah, Kamiki C using the Anthem finally. We had not yet seen the command throw super, and we are going to see it to finish off Zombie Moo. You had perfectly assessed it. The offense was too difficult to deal with. It was like blood in the water, and Kamiki was just the shark smelling it, just immediately started attacking, and the Zombie could not find a room to breathe.
Yeah, and it's interesting because a lot of the time people suggest that, oh, play the matchup very patient. Yeah.
Okay, well, Shinku used to play Zeta, so that's just what, you know, my assumption was.
Ah, yeah, because Shinku's been playing Vera throughout this whole bracket,
okay.
I believe, yeah. But, yeah, Dragoi, well, we do of course have Navir, who's top cheater and Vera player in Europe. I'm not too sure how much Dragoi and Navir have played recently in terms of the Belial Vera matchup, but nonetheless, I would say Vera is one of the more intuitive characters to fight. You can have a relatively solid, straightforward game plan in order to tackle that character, and I think Dragoi is ready.
So game number 1 right here, a matchup that we saw a little bit earlier with Gamera and Taco, but going to be different this time for sure, as these are 2 different players.
I think we're going to see a much more aggressively paced matchup comparative to the more controlled pace that we saw from our 2 Japanese titans from before.
Yeah. So it's all the difference in playstyle, right? And that's one of the reasons we're so excited to be here at EVO, is because we finally get to see what the clash is in terms of ideals. Already the knockdown, yeah, Dragoi trying to fight back right here. There's that 5H. Was not canceled into the Asmodeus, but the jump U is going to help out on the anti-air.
Very nice full combo off that. Doesn't get the close H. There is actually a way to kind of get that close H after that link. Dragoi wanting to optimize damage with punish on the far medium, the perfect distance, and he's going to get the optimal confirmed for the KO. Round 1 in a mere 24 seconds.
That was incredible. The exact distance, to the point where Shinku thought that far medium was going to connect.
Yeah. Just the intuition. Doesn't get the punish versus the light Scarlet Oath. That is unsafe on block at point blank.
And going for the throw. So yeah, throw finally represented here. Always got to remember that's now on the mental stack.
Yep.
Just backing off. Yo, interesting Asmodeus timing right there. Oh, got the counter hit. Yeah, they both spun again. Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably going to keep happening.
Yeah,
but,
double clash. Again, the spacing around the far medium from Dragoi has just been immaculate. Goes for the aggressive overdrive. And look at the chip on the normal.
Oh, well, I mean, that could have been death right there. That's going to do it, though. Right there, off the 2M, full conversion into Skybound Art. Dragoi in very strong fashion.
Yeah, complete control coming out from Dragoi. And again, it's the intuition that we were mentioning before. He is so good at just playing at these ranges and spaces that, you know, would usually require a lot of thought, but it comes so naturally to Dragoi.
Party right back into it. That was a quick rematch. But okay, Dragon Punch to be able to come out. Yeah, I mean, you know, Dragoi has not been on the defensive for a very long time, right? So it hasn't felt the need to Dragon Punch. But you do have to represent it sometimes.
Yeah.
Knockdown here. Yeah, there's a Luminara cross up. There's a guard button. Oh, 2M.
Wow, the challenge on the plus frames for Shinku right there. All right, the Luminara is out.
Oh yeah, Dragoi trying to challenge his own, but there's the overdrive to be able to get out. Now, Vera is currently in the install, so she does have access to some of that stuff that we were talking about in the previous set that we didn't get to see.
Wow!
Nice knowledge of the character right there. Knew that there was a big gap in between hits number 1 and 2, and capitalized perfectly.
Yeah, and actually what we were going to see right there was one of the changes that Vera gets in the install. She's able to do a dash out of the medium and EX Darkane, the 2-3-6. But one more round to Dragoi to advance onto the next stage.
Oh yeah, I tried to go for the anti-air, but Shinku was just a bit too far away.
Yeah, probably expected Shinku to press a button that 2H would have reached otherwise. Nice punish for that.
Yeah, and that was the situation that happened earlier. Dragoi jumped and immediately did jump U to be able to make sure that the anti-air attempt would be buttoned, right? And not going to be the case this time. Oh, the counter hit though.
Yeah, big 2M right there. That's the close heavy confirm that we wanted to see before.
Okay, overdrive setup. So it maybe get blocked, but it's still plus, right?
Yes.
You get a bit of shit damage there. Asmodeus. Ooh, cut the back dash.
All right, once again, one more hit against Dragoi will be the end of that overdrive. Oh, hard pull out of the 2M!
No way!
And he gets cutscene there. It's going to be the KO. Dragoi. Yes, that is enough.
Just letting it rip right there on the whip, knowing the button was going to come out, knowing exactly what we're going start finish.
And of course, it's the most brutal one from Bilal, just stepping on his opponent. Absolute crazy gameplay coming out from Dragoy. And there it is, the Ole chants from the crowd.
EU going absolutely wild for their boy. I mean, you know, it totally makes sense now. He's the lone competitor not from Japan.
Characters, just a combination of her aspects, her fireball's really good. The medium DP is a big one, just able to kind of brute force her way through some of these defensive, some of these aggressive strings that Beelzebub otherwise enforces.
Yeah, I have heard that a number of times, that a lot of Beelzebub players do not feel comfortable fighting this character, but whenever I see Beelzebub, I always consider him to just be like, oh, you know, he's got like 5-5 matchups at worst kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like, just, character's got it all.
Yeah.
But
very, very complete kit.
Regardless, you're running up into a matchup that a lot of Bubs players talk about, and it's probably the best player at the character for it.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So, the Singularity. We got a Singularity battle right now.
That we do, and we have Existence playing in the background as well.
I love this song. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna break your heart with this.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not an Existence lover.
You don't?
I'm sorry.
But
I'm not big on this song. I know, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
I thought we were friends. Game number 1 here coming in. Kamiki C versus Gamera. Yeah, so again, this is losers. This is all the stops, otherwise you're gone. You know, you gotta fly home to Japan directly after. There's no other choice. Stop, okay?
What a reaction on the Unisonic right there. And now Gamera's turn to apply the pressure in the corner.
But yeah, oh, the jump in completely unanswered, but now, yeah, throw being technically plus on whiff.
Yeah, the double whiff right there. Wake up DP coming out from Gamera.
Okay, yeah, just backing off right there, because, you know, recognizing that after the EX was done, that Kamiki C has been doing a lot of aggressive options, and Unisonic being one of them, Gamera completely ready for it, and now has other options off of the table. Oh. But, you know, that's actually the thing that we have seen from Kamiki C is nothing deters him, right?
Yeah.
You will tech a million throws from him, and then he'll throw again. You know, you will get around a Unisonic and punish him, and then he'll Unisonic. Oh, but the jump over right there. Going to be able to get the jumping unique and take the round after the throw attempt here from Kamiki C. Gamera, first round.
Very, very nice. And I want to point out the way that Gamera was kind of playing that corner pressure sequence. After he'd used the EX Fireball and done that initial pressure, he would keep backing off just so that he had an easier time to react to the potential Unisonic out the corner. And Jita, having that incredible corner carry, is essentially able to get those full corner combos from this range, thanks to that EX Vorpal blade, the wall bounce, the fireball, ending in the DP.
Yeah, building so much extra bar off that, now having access to every mechanic possible, and still looking up for that Unisonic, but just still inside of range, unfortunately. So, you know, Gamera's plans getting foiled here, plus decisions here. Yeah, but it's that Dragon Punch, that time to light.
And we're seeing quite a lot of defensive DPs coming out from Gamera as well. Just the confidence to go for that option. And it's hit pretty much every time as well. Gets the full conversion, not able to build the meter in time to get the Skybound up, but the safe jab afterwards. Gamera with a clean and clinical first game.
Yeah, safe jab is a very important part of the offensive gameplay structure of you as an offensive player, because, you know, you need to be ready, especially when Beelzebub having one of the slower Dragon Punches that the game has to offer, right? So knowing how to do that is incredibly important. You know, jab, hold back, chill, delay jab.
Oh, just a little bit early on that throw. For those of you who don't know, there is throw invincibility on Wake Up in this game. So you're not able to do those sort of meaty throws that you'd expect from other games.
Excalibur just to keep the pressure going. The 5H is immediately with dodge afterwards. Trying to find a time that is perfect for Gamera, finally getting the whip punch here. Straight into the rush, straight into the EX.
Yeah, and again, the corner carry coming out from both of those options, just so good. Just waiting in range to be able to DP the Unisonic on reaction.
And that's what Gamera had tried to go for previously a number of times. Oh, and punishing the Langolin field here. I don't know if that was meant to be Black Flag, but whatever the case may be, Gamera punishing it perfectly here with the Eternal Ascendancy.
Yeah, it even goes for the easy input Eternal Ascendancy just to ensure that they get the KO nice and easy. Doesn't have to do the full input sequence.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got enough, if there's not enough life on the opponent, you may as well go for the easy input, because dropping it at that stage is pretty scary, obviously. But wow, the Dragon Punch, the second Gamera saw something.
Yeah. And again, the medium DP at that range, so good at covering all of those options, those special options from Beelzebub.
I feel like Kamiki Z is trying to jump a little bit more, but do nothing afterwards to goad Gamera into like thinking that the options are going to be empty rather than previous situations where he could always just DP, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's the rush up to the 2M. Nice confirm. Gonna get the Morphle Blade all the way towards the corner. No wall bounce, but I mean, you've got what you wanted. Yeah. Karma jumps out.
Good jump away. Again, EXDP. That's something quite high up. Able to get the conversion off of this. Follow up into the Eternal Ascendancy. Technical input. Is this gonna kill?
Yeah, you have to do the technical input here. You do not have a choice because you need the extra damage, but it's gonna scale quite a bit and survives it just barely. This is Kamiki Z's final chance here. The Karma comes out, finally a back throw. Goes for the overdrive setup. Now the DP is available, but not looking for it. Oh, the jump, oh my goodness.
Just a spot dodge, doesn't want to risk the 2H at that point.
And the absolute gall to be able to jump versus Beelzebub in that situation with Karma available. Oh, the jump, Unisonic again! Just
jump
somehow
away.
staying alive!
This really is a last-hit situation for both players.
Oh,
oh my god,
the crossover is gonna get past the Anthem! And unfortunately for Kamiki Z, Gamera is going to take it.
What an insane set of exchanges at the end right there. Just the constant movement between the two, the defensive options that were chosen in each of the situations. It really did feel projected to win. So it'll be really interesting to see what actually happens here. Charlotta versus Belial. Both players do have their share of pocket characters.
I think they did Avatar Belial versus Belial.
Oh, here comes!
And it's Belial.
Here comes! Oh, this is going to be a chaotic time. Avatar Belial on the side of Ren, it seems, and the Belial from the Dragoi.
Yeah, we've actually seen this from Ren before. Running into Belial players is not something that he appears to be a big fan of, right?
Yes.
So he attempts to pick Belial as a response, for the counter pick in terms of the mirror match, right? Because it's just a little bit better. And so we're gonna have Avatar Belial as, I guess, a response to that.
And the interesting thing here is that Belial and Avatar Belial have tools to counter themselves very well. Belial has quite a few -5 on block options that leave him outside of close proximity, like that far heavy, like that JU. And of course, both Avatar Belial and Belial are able to punish those. Dragoi, though, off to a strong start so far.
Yeah, I mean, if you see Avatar Belial, or have never seen it before, I should say, is one of the things about Avatar Belial is specifically that you run into the issue of using your own health on certain attacks, right?
Yes.
And so you can't really do that always. The overdrive's going to come out, though. It's going to push away. Dragoi backing off. Oh, the jump in!
Big jump in from Ren right there. That's going to be a block into the full confirm. I think this is going to get the KO into SSBA.
Yeah, it should be straight into SSBA. The big damage output from Avatar Belial. No, the combo limit. It might have scaled too much because remember the rocks was in that, so there was big hits. And the spot dodge got punished.
Yes. The double hit of that SBA is able to punish spot dodge if it's not quite timed well enough. I think you need to get a really well timed double spot dodge in there in order to avoid that. That was a real chaotic end to that first round.
So I'm going to be honest, I am still under the impression that Dragoi is actually the Avatar Belial. But I could be wrong about that.
Maybe, but this is the color that Dragoi has been playing so far on SmackDown, the Belial, so... And again, these two just swinging at each other. There's the command grab coming out from the wings.
Oh yeah, caught the jump right there, and that's going to be full damage for sure.
That it is. Fun fact, all of the follow-ups from Belial, Avatar Belial's wings bestowed are named after demons from hell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he himself is named very biblically as well. So most of the astrals are. So. Oh, okay. Got the 2L there. Oh, the 2M, yeah, that's going to go straight into the 5H, and that's going to push all the way here.
Knockdown, cross frames on the fireball, gets the throw. Dragoi safe jumps in.
Okay, yeah. So I did have it wrong. So yeah, Avatar Belial is Ren.
And as I was mentioning before, the punish on the far heavy.
Oh, Bizarro!
Oh, great reaction with the EXDP right there.
Okay,
with the overdrive! What a call out from Ren.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting, because if anything was guessed incorrectly, that was amazing from Ren on the teleport.
The HP just being shredded right there, using the laser, the Habakkuk into the packed follow-up right there.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why he uses his own health on some of these specials, because they are quite powerful.
Yes, yes.
So you lose the cooldown and your HP.
Avatar Belial is, for those of you who don't know, the lowest health character in the game at 9,000 health, consumes 500 HP every time he uses a special move, and his 5U follow-up as well. But in exchange, the cooldowns for his EX moves are incredibly short.
Oh!
Troy going a little bit too chaotic with these DPs right now.
Yeah, definitely not finding the mark for that, unfortunately. But wow, the Asmodeus just getting bodied. There's a dive kick, full conversion off of it.
Yep, very, very nice.
Oh, waiting for it, but yeah, the overdrive is already out. And remember, you can't react to the overdrive after it's already started. You have to have done something before it.
Yes.
Oh, the Sky Nightmare just in between!
What a cat coming out from Ren, and now one round away to advancing to the loser semis to fight Chimera.
Yeah, I mean, Ren is looking in complete control of this matchup right now. Oh, okay, that was EX, so that one is punchable. It's not like the medium where it's plus.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, just trying to set up, but just outside of the range of the dive kick, gets the full conversion here, and this is good, because remember, you were talking about the low health of Avatar Belial. You know, just a couple of hits could mean so much.
Yes. But speaking of a couple of hits, they can mean just as much for Avatar Belial. Gets the reset wings, goes for the stomp, for the punish versus the far heavy is going to be enough to send Dragoi out of the tournament, and Ren advances to loser semis.
That was one of those obviously studied matchups for Ren with the Avatar Belial pick, just in response to the Belial. And I mean, now that's going to be ready for anybody else in the warpath, right? Well, Chimera is going to be next, specifically to reverberate through the walls of this area. You know, it's been waiting a couple of years to just have that energy brought back to it, but it is here and it is out in full force as we are going to be getting our winners finals underway here now. And again, Tororo versus Taco, the run back from Cygames Cup here in the winners finals of EVO 2022. So we do have the Percival, I'm pretty sure he picked Belial. Okay,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So again, this is one of those Titans clashing of the same type of play style, and you know that could be one thing where one of them tries to change it if it's a little stronger for the other, right? And you might see something kind of different because of it.
Letting the full intros rock as well.
Wait for it. Kakate koi.
Kakate koi.
Winners finals, first game, Taco versus Tororo. And then already the whip punish on the 5H, whip punishing another 5H. You know, that is one of the few weaknesses that 5H has, that it has a very long amount of frames that you can whip punish it.
Yes. To make up for its gigantic size and the raw on hit.
Yeah,
the slow stack of pressure once again coming out from Taco.
Yeah, that stagger. See, this is like the stoicism that we were talking about previously. It's just, it's gotta be there, because if you make one wrong move, the opponent is going to snowball so fast.
Yes.
And then already the run up right here. Taco feeling, you know, not very afraid. And yeah, Tororo finding finally the 2M of his dreams. Oh, that was meant to be DP, I feel like. I feel like that was a reaction on the jump, but not gonna work out here.
Yeah, he did of course use the DP for the knockdown, so he had it off cooldown, so he didn't have that option available.
Yeah, using the EX version of the DP is still going to allow for a larger cooldown, even if it is a technical input, right? So,
yes.
Okay, just gets a Trauma Rise stack. Nice. Powered up specials in case of errant 5H or a 2U hits, right? Oh, but there's another whip punish on the 2M. Taco with the rush. Gonna ask Modius all the way to the corner.
The recognition of seeing that Tororo was using a lot more 2M on block. What a reaction versus the EX Lord Strike to get the DP to maintain that corner position.
Yeah, if there's one thing that we have seen from Taco so far, it is reactions are powerful. There it is, yeah, just trying to find the far medium just to be able to get out, right? Because even if it's not a hit, you want to try and, you know, push back Taco as much as possible. The dodge is able to get hit, and that's a free Trauma Rise track into the Lord Strike, good damage. And there's EX Trauma Rise. Oh.
Big 2H coming out, rush confirm as well. Gets a full corner carry into the EX DP. Tick throw, one more hit should do it for Tororo in this round. And there's the other tick throw. Very nice.
And for a good almost 60 seconds, it looks like Taco was in complete control with no response from Totoro. But one proper decision just completely falling to his favor, and that's what we mentioned previously, right? The snowball effect.
Yeah.
You make one wrong move, these two are capitalizing with impunity.
And just the hit confirms coming out from Totoro right now. It is imperative to be good with this character, to have those single hit confirms on deck. And Totoro has them masterfully. Gets the counter on the Lord Strike. Unfortunately, not able to get the full combo right there. Doesn't quite time the far medium.
Yeah, was able to catch trying to jump out. And there's the Dragon Punch on another jump. Taco is maybe starting to jump a little bit too much.
And back into that comfort range again. There is the rush confirm out to the far medium, and Totoro taking the first game here in Winners Finals.
Yeah, that looked so difficult at first for Totoro. I was counting it out, honestly, because the way Taco was playing, but Totoro, you know, you gave Totoro an inch, he took more than a mile.
Yeah.
So just thinking about it a little bit as Taco. Remember, this is a best of 5. That means 3 games has to be won in this set, unlike the previous ones. So, you know, Totoro, they have a lot of time to discern what their opponent's game plan could be and how to go around it, but that's not part of the game plan.
Yeah, just a little bit too far at the end of that 2M. That usually does work as a crouch confirm, but not quite at that distance.
Yeah, I love the use of jab, right? You're trying to check the opponent either, you know, trying to like fuzzy match or anything like that by doing it delayed. And then there it is. But Totoro is not a big proponent of fuzzy matching. It looks like he's just picking and choosing spots that he feels is perfect.
Yeah, just the decision making versus that offense, so clean.
And look at the spacing too. Yeah, was trying to stay outside of that medium range, and Taco decided to press 5H on timing alone rather than on reaction, right? Got the hit. He's gonna go into Super Skybound Art.
Yeah.
It's good damage.
That should be the KO as well, but just the mid-range dynamic between these two is really just Taco trying to stay out of that far M range. Meanwhile, Totoro just trying to kind of squeeze his hits in between the hits of the far heavy. Taco taking that first round again.
And again, off of another whip punish that has been just the name of the game for Taco, is just whip punishing such far movements. Oh, that's plus, yeah. Oh, you're just gonna get hit by it, and the counter hit means a full combo here for Taco. And look at the damage, that was a third of your life, come on!
Totoro just trying to challenge there. Lovely use of the JU, implementing that into the pressure. Not an option that you see on pressure too much these days, but you know, you've always got to have tricks in the bag.
Yeah, well, I mean, after they changed it, right, it's no longer this easy bake-off in plus frames, right? So you're looking to really use it in perfect spots, but hey, you want to talk about a perfect spot? These far mediums finding their mark again, straight into the rush. And we saw off the back of one far medium that worked out for Totoro, got a whole game off of it.
Yes. Back to the mid-screen. Good challenge with the 2L, and Taco taking that second game.
And that right there was an adaptation from seeing a previous block string that Totoro did in the last game, right? You know, previously, Taco was not pressing buttons in that situation, and that was allowing Totoro to move forward, to take more time, to be able to push you to the corner and get more offensive advantage. And so Taco said, okay, well, that was a big problem last game. Let's not have that happen again.
And I wonder if we're going to see a similar adaptation on the side of Totoro as well, because Taco has been using a lot of those kind of delayed staggers that are leaving gaps for Totoro to be able to press the great spot dodge right there. Not able to get the safe meaty. The Oki after the EX stab, not the best.
Yeah, was looking for the Dragon Punch on that one, so that's why Taco stopped the offense, but now run up throws. So remember, the jump was represented earlier, so now Totoro is having a little bit more trouble with throws, right? Because it's like, well, is it actually a throw this time? Oh, Asmodeus was an attempt, but yeah, there's the reaction that we saw earlier. You mentioned it previously.
Good block on that. Doesn't get the punish, even though he was in range to get the close light there. Lovely sweep coming up from Taco.
Ooh, yeah, a technical sweep right there. Trying to go on the Asmodeus. That's going to be an EX gone, so won't be able to convert just as easily until it comes back. And that's one thing you always have to remember, is watching your opponent's cooldowns to know what they have available to them.
All of Taco's cooldowns are back. The DP through the fireball. That option has been hit quite hard against a lot of fireballs. It doesn't really work as well, but Bilal's is one of the few where it still works as a strong option. Didn't have an ender right there to be able to capitalize, but the far heavy into the full combo. Count hit. Beautiful from Totoro.
That confirmed would not have been possible unless they had added the rush mechanic into this version of the game. That would have just been a knockdown, and Totoro would have had to start mixing up again. But taking the round off and using the mechanics as well as possible, and just taking the lead in this Winners Finals again.
And that's just one of the terrifying things about Percy. He was already an incredibly strong character prior to these new mechanics, but the rush in particular just makes him even more powerful, brute forcing through that offense with the EXDP. And again, the one-hit confirm coming out.
And yeah, you can see that Totoro is totally fine with using a lot of EXs because that rushdown exists, right?
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you don't have the cooldown anymore. You can still get a confirm into a hard knockdown. Okay, that's going to be a challenge, yeah. Now, I do wonder if Taco is going to start EX Dragon Punching after the jump U, because it's been challenged by Totoro almost every time so far.
Yes.
Oh, but the 5-8 full conversion as well.
Excellent use of the rush. This time coming out from Taco, full damage. Not going to get an SBA ender, of course, because of the rush. Tick throw, and again, one more will be able to take the game, and there it is. Another throw, 1-1. In this round.
Yeah, and at the very beginning of that round, you saw a lot more JUs from Taco trying to put it in Totoro's mind that, you know, throw is not my option, I promise. And then, oh, I'm a snake, I'm sorry, I love to throw!
The first Vasago of the set coming out from Taco right there.
I like that. Totoro took the chance to take the counter hit as a way to get out of the corner rather than anything else, right? Like, positioning is so important in fighting games. And now, look at what the positioning is afforded to Totoro.
And that's a combo that you can do because of rush, even without stocks, because you put them into the air. The EX Fireball is actually able to combo there.
Yes. Oh, but the jump over. Okay, yeah, Fireball recovers just in time, but the EX gets bodied by the far medium. Tried to combo off it, the drop though. And remember, Super Skybound Art is on deck. After this Vasago, depending on the hit, there could be death.
Yes. Got to be so careful around that 2M in particular. Counter hit will end the round and the game for Taco right there. Going for these staggers, you know, and there it is. There's the opening. He has all the cooldowns.
It was a light starter. Okay, it's going to kill him.
Yeah. If he didn't have those cooldowns for the Fireball and the Asmodeus, I think that may not have killed, but yeah, with all of those resources, it's enough. And Taco, 2-1 up versus Totoro so far.
Yeah, and a Genesis to finish it off, and Taco and Totoro, they just continuously change up the game plan. One of the big changes right there from Taco was the way the stagger pressure was. We saw it in the very first round of the very first game, right?
Yes.
We saw that exact stagger pressure, you know, the lights, the walk back, walk forward, you know, trying to bait out something, but Totoro was never responding, right? So Taco started to take that and was like, okay, well, if you're never responding with a twitch reaction on a throw, I'm gonna start throwing.
Oh, that was so good. The slight step back to get out of the tick throw range from Totoro. Not able to fully capitalize in that situation, but still, again, we're just seeing so many subtle adaptations between these two players. Finally takes a throw.
And this is one of the hardest positions to be in because, yeah, everything is available to Totoro, right? Can just check you if you're trying to jump out. Oh, but a rare opportunity here for Taco was actually able to jump in.
A little bit too slow on the anti-air to attack on the throw. And all of these normals now dealing chip damage, but a good rush to get out. Doesn't have faith in that far heavy.
Yeah, if Taco didn't try to jump H right there, that would have actually hit the fireball. But there's a great dodge from Totoro and was able to punish and finish the round off.
As we mentioned before, that is one of the counterplay options that you can use against the far heavy from Bilal. That spot dodge can avoid and get the punishes.
Oh no, that was probably not meant to be the Dragon Punch there. And if it was, it would have only been an EX, I think.
Speaking of EX, there we go. The hard knockdown and the 5 trauma rate stocks into the confirm of the air hit.
Yeah, oh, and the whip punish on the 5-8. Yeah, it's so rare to see an actual whip punish on that move because of how gigantic it is. But, you know, if you whip that move, your opponent is doing something very right.
Yes.
Okay, just try to stay out of it. Wanted to punch that far medium, not going to get it. And yeah, Totoro taking the turn back and looking like in a good position as well.
Yes, he has all of his meter, all of his resources. The rush! 2-2 here in this winners finals. Thanks to the rush. Again, as we mentioned before, I believe rush such a great endgame situation, such a great endgame option because it's solo committal, right? It's plus on block if it's blocked, it KOs if it hits, and you're just in a great position afterwards regardless.
Yeah, and I mean, you can special cancel it too, so if the rush itself is not going to be able to kill, next thing might be. And so Totoro using that well, and using the reactionary Dragon Punch, catching some more Traumarized stacks, and now Taco probably rethinking a bit of the button press decisions.
Nice, double 2L coming out from Taco. That is the ideal option to get the clash in that situation.
Yep, trying to get the plus frames here, but there it is. Okay, so the Dragon Punch in the middle of block strings hasn't been done a lot by Totoro, but now that we're in a final game situation, is busting it out to try and make Taco rethink everything.
Yes. Again, these far mediums from Tororo around the spacing of those far heavies are just immaculate. Great air-to-air coming out from Taco right there.
Not a full combo though, and that's not going to do enough. As Chip is prevalent and trying to stay outside of overdrive range, right? Because Taco is going to the Dragon Punch whips, but not going to get the punish. You're at least now out of chip range.
But now you can deal chip to Tororo himself as well.
On every normal, these 2M is inching Tororo closer and closer to death as the attempted Asmodeus to catch. Oh, but there it is!
That's a safe jab though, that's a safe jab!
And that's going to do it right there, the 5H.
Unlike the 2M that we saw before from Vera, that is not going to work as a punish. Safe jabs are very, very prevalent, particularly versus reversal supers in this game. Oh, the El Visago, not an option that you see very often, usually very outclassed by the EX.
Yeah, and I can only imagine it was not intentional by Taco due to the range. Yeah. But, oh, got the counter hit. Didn't believe, though, and there's a counter hit right there for Tororo.
Yep, hard knockdown with the sweep.
Oh, yeah,
jump in.
And, you know, we haven't seen a lot of neutral jumping either from Tororo, but, you know, recognizing that Taco is 5Hing quite a bit, it has become a prevalent option to use.
Wow! Even with the whiff punish, not in range to get the proper hit. And now Taco one hit away from potentially getting knocked down to the loser side of bracket.
Oh,
and there it is! The raw EX Schneiden to take Tororo into the grand finals winner's side. 3-2 in an incredible back and forth set.
That was just Granblue Fantasy versus to a T right there. That showed how you have to react, how you have to adapt to your opponent. That showed exactly what the neutral game looks like. There was so like 6 is easily one of the craziest characters that this game has to offer, right? Like just some of the strongest offense, the fastest dash speed in the game, etc., etc. Just so many different tools, right? And so in North America, you see this character a lot.
Yes.
And that's why I'm sure you're talking about, you know, it's a bit of a surprise that we're only finally seeing it. This is the character that I expected Ren to go to if he ever switched, because he has done so previously in other tournaments, right?
Yes.
I wasn't ready for the Avatar Bilal personally, I'm sure others were, but, you know, the 6 is here, the 6 is ready to go.
And it is starting off, and that's a move you're going to see quite often, the 6 claws execution. That is the Wrecker from Seops. There's a lot of options, including that Shadow Trace backstep. That is the other option you're going to see a lot, the Air 214, but Gamera answering back.
Oh, tried to go for the parry on that one for the EX. Now no parry is going to be available as Gamera read it beautifully. It's going to keep the corner pressure. No, just backs off. You know, Gamera's done this quite a bit, but hey, it's starting to pay off as you get a whiff punish here.
Yeah, amazing answer to the execution right there. The delay versus the Thunder Flash parry as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell Gamera is just making other people try to hang themselves at this point, right? Just forcing them to want to do something, and that's what it is. Yeah, Thunder Flash into follow-up was an attempt, but it was an attempt that was scouted by Gamera here.
Yeah, that dash follow-up is not usually what you see out of that option. It's a bit of an unorthodox thing. He can, of course, go for it, but usually not the best option to go for in that situation.
Yeah, try to fake out the anti-air. It's right there. The dive kick. Wow, the far H!
All of these punishes coming out from Gamera. It's so clear that he's very, very practiced versus this character. So ready to deal with all of his options. Beautiful 2M into the rush. Look at that corner carry, a full combo.
Have a knockdown, building most of that bar back that was already used, right? And now just going to back off like usual and wait for Ren to make something happen.
And this is what we were seeing before in Gamera's previous set versus Kamiki C as well. He does his pressure and then he goes back slightly. He coaxes you to want to go for your option to escape out the corner, and then he just puts that hitbox there. He puts that far medium, he reacts to whatever escape option you go for, and then he's just ready to capitalize in full force.
Yeah, not only is he preying upon a lot of players' impatience when he starts to back off, but he's also preying upon the way the game systems work, right? Jita's not a character who's going to do some crazy high-low, left-right mix-up on you if she gets you in the corner, right? That's just not going to happen. So may as well force the player to put themselves in a bad position and then start to get back into the strengths of Jita again. Because corner positioning is great and all, don't get me wrong, but you know, if your character can only do so much when you're waiting for the opponent to just not block anymore, then you have to make something happen, right? And I mean, Gamera is doing that in a way that does not force himself to be too disadvantageous, right? The only
Yes.
thing I could really think of in a lot of situations that I think Gamera is actually trying to cover at the same time is that some people can wait for the walk back and try to sweep him because he is walking back, right? So he's not blocking low anymore. But the problem is Gamera has been doing such at a range so that sweep is usually not an option.
Exactly. He does it usually. He starts backing off after he's done that EX fireball on block a lot of the time, which pushes him well out of range of a lot of sweeps. All right, the Charlotta from Ren has come out now. Adjustments from Gamera are going to need to be made on the fly. And here we are, of course, EX Vorpal Blade.
Push all the way to the corner, and so that's where the backup was, and that's why Ren tried to press a button, right, to change that tide, and there it is. Trying to push forward. Oh, yeah, the safe jab. That's going to punish the Dragon Punch here. Full damage all the way back into this corner here off the rush.
Yep, goes for a reset. Clips with the Light Shining Onslaught. Gets a great jump in. EX as well. Not going to get the KO, though. Doesn't have the resources, but what a shimmy coming out from Ren.
Yeah, I mean, that lock speed is kind of a danger when Gamera can get to it, right? So you want to try to throw because you think it's close enough, but, you know, Ren walking back right there using... Yeah, Shining Onslaught is going to be the name of the game. And usually it is for when you fight most Charlottas, but it feels like Ren just is so perfect at placement.
Yes. So the delayed close heavy, trying to open Gamera up.
Yeah, I was looking for that shimmy situation again, right? Like, you know, Gamera did try to throw tech previously, so you just double check to see if Gamera's going to keep doing so. Because, I mean, if it works, you basically take half of his life, and if it doesn't, you're fine. Who cares?
And despite, of course, you know, the speed at which a character like Charlotta is known for, look at the way that Ren is just paying this incredibly patient neutral, not wanting to overextend at all. Tries to whip punish with the sweep right there, unable to get it, and a good catch on the jump.
Yeah, okay, the overdrive's going to happen to push away. Oh yeah, the EX is not going to find its mark after the sweep. I think Ren was really banking on that sweep catching a lock back, because that's what we were talking about a bit earlier was, you know, the fact that there's so much walking forward and back from Gamera. That you want to try to catch at the seat, but, you know, this is the strength right here. That far medium.
Something that we haven't mentioned about overdrive as a mechanic is that if you do easy input, it will always come out as technical input in overdrive.
Yeah.
So that is really nice for a character like Charlotta. If he's going to be using the light shining onslaught a lot, he doesn't have to do the charge motion. He could keep bombarding Gamera potentially with the light ones, but the back shift to bait the option. Gamera 1 round away from advancing to lose his finals to get his run back versus Taco.
That's the EX shimmy right there.
Yep.
that is super shimmy. You just back shift to get out. That was a 50-meter bait. Like.
But if it's gonna win you the round, it's absolutely worthwhile.
Absolutely. So now Ren is gonna have to dig deep. There is very little room here for error. Okay, the 2M is going to connect, and yeah, Shining Onslaught to push forward. And that is one of the meatiest things that you can get hit by Charlotta. Do not think that you're okay to press a button there. Oh, the Shining Onslaught is going to get canceled into Holy Ladder as Ren's going to get the knockdown here, trying to get the corner back.
Yeah, superb decision making right there from Ren. Just great reaction after the clash. Oh, huge Shining Onslaught.
Yeah, Holy Ladder for the hard knockdown here. You took quite a bit of damage off this, and yeah, Noble strategy is going to allow for a bunch of different mix-up opportunities. Got the hit, but it's not going to be there. The overdrive is at least going to give Gamera some room, but you do not have a lot of life to work with. Anything is a mistake that could kill you, okay?
But that 2L is the start of something for Gamera. He can make this comeback. Good attack on the throw. Ready for the jump and the cross-up. Oh. Tries to air-to-air. Oh, doesn't get the follow-up afterwards. Ren gonna put a game on the board. 1-1.
Yeah, and you can feel the consternation on Gamera right when that happened. You saw the eyes just go real deep in as you knew that was just one big mistake. You didn't want that to happen that way, you know, but...
You know he most likely wanted the double quarter circle right there for the Skybound R. Instead, ended up getting EXDP from the inputs.
Yeah, well, I mean, can't let that get to you in this at this level, right? And you have to just be able to roll with the punches sometimes. And Gamera looking like rolling with the punches real well as the pushback has been all the way to the corner already. Ren, again, forced to use the Shining Onslaught to try and get out of here. Ikio. Oh, but yeah, that's a punish.
Yep.
Now, you know, there could be a frame trap situation in there, but it looks like Ren had it scouted and also was able to scout the dodge. Rush is coming out. There's the EX Shining Onslaught into Holy Ladder for the hard knockdown.
Yeah. Gets the wake up OD, not able to punish was Ren. If Ren had spot dodged that, that would have put him in a fantastic position. Lovely use of the medium shining sort of Lumia right there. But the 2M confirm from Gamera. This is going to do a ton, boosted by the OD. Look at that damage.
Yeah, we're driving too far away. That's a free whip punish straight into Eternal Ascendancy. And wow, we were just talking about during the break, people trying to bait out overdrive activations, and it finally happened. Gamera was looking for it. And you know, it may be plus on block, but what if it doesn't hit you? Yes, that does mean there is recovery.
And a lot of recovery, as well as count hit state as well. You're left ultra punishable in that situation.
It's a good balanced decision, honestly, because if that was not the case, I feel like OD would be quite strong.
Well, goes for a reset with the overhead. Very, very nice from Ren. Get the wall bounce into the Holy Ladder. EX probably going to go for the noble strategy here. Goes for the low, but Gamera with the wake up DP.
You can go for a wave for noble strategy. You're not going to hit by there, but
that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Oh. The charge on the fireball prevented that from working properly. Great anti-air with the Holy Ladder though. Ren still in the driver's seat. Great backdash, but still in range of the OD activation.
Yeah, trying to look for the OD on that one was Ren. I mean, he's still got a life lead, so it's not terrible, but the problem is any hit is going to be huge damage because you do get that damage boost.
Yep. And of course, got to be mindful of the chip. Little bits here and there. The clock is counting down bit by bit. 45 seconds left. Ren can play this relatively non-committal.
Okay, there it is, the Shining Onslaught. And you wanted to talk about relatively non-committal, but the problem was maybe getting a little bit too antsy.
Yep, a little bit overzealous there. The wake-up button! Are you kidding me, Ren? In all situations to wake up with a button right there.
I think that's why you wake up with the button, right? Because not only is your opponent not looking for it, but you have not done that whatsoever this entire set. Ren has not woken up with a button in that situation before.
Yes.
And how is Gamera going to find out that he's going to do it this time?
Incredibly true, incredibly true. And now both these players, one round away from advancing. A great throw coming out from Ren, but the EXTP again from Gamera.
Oh, yeah, but the delay, and yeah, full confirmed. Nice work from Gamera there. Despite the fact that, you know, it wasn't the first hit, still the second and third hit is confirmable.
Yep.
But yeah, and this is what we were talking about previously. This is how Gamera likes to play it. We've done a couple of hits in the corner. I'm going to let you try to hang yourself as you did previously. Okay, yeah, using that forward medium to really get some mileage out of there. The jump is not going to become answered because of the fireball. And Ren seems to be finding a lot of good jump timings. This was the first one that really ended up being iffy due to the OD activation.
Yeah. Oh, stops that noble strategy immediately with the far medium. All right, big Shining Onslaught finally gets the opening. But again, the DP.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
And another one. Gamera now on the cusp of victory right now. OD, got to be mindful of this chip. Another Shining Onslaught.
Oh, that air-to-air could have been catastrophic for Gamera, but there's going to be so much chip damage. The guts is gone now. OD might have to be forced on this for Ren, and that's going to do it. But the problem is the spot dodge was already out before the OD activation, and that is whip punishable. Gamera taking it over Ren.
You think with the expression on Gamera's face right there, you would have thought he lost the set, but he did, in fact, prevail over Ren in that nail-biter of a set. 2-1, and he'll advance to losers finals to get his run back versus Taco. Ren bowing out in a very, very respectable 4th place.
Yeah, one of the hardest matchups that anybody's ever going to run into is one of these two in the first place. So there was no doubt in anybody's mind this was going to be a barn burner. It delivered, signed and sealed.
An exhausting set for both players. And of course, you know, the NA crowd in particular, big fans of Ren. He's obviously come over a couple of times and, you know, they've loved his presence here. So,
approach the strategy
that he has. And let's see if he's able to really implement those changes. I mean, so far throughout this loser side of bracket, it has felt like Gamera has gone in with really, really rock solid game plans versus his opponents. And that didn't feel like it was so much the case versus Taco. Taco had so much authority over the pace of that set. I really, really want to see how Gamera adapts in response.
Well, coming into it, finally starting here, our losers finals. Now we are back to best of 5 territory, right? So much like Taco had to deal with earlier, gotta win 3 games. Gamera finally in that territory as well. And yeah, that is normally a very negative situation, right? So you're not negative enough to be punished, but you start taking a turn back. So Taco is already showing one of the mind things, you know, the mental stack, that, oh, I'm probably going to DP here if I'm negative. You know, you got to think about that.
Yep. It goes to the DP and the overhead ender, excuse me.
Yeah, the universal overhead ender is nice because, you know, you're just plus enough. It may not be a hard knockdown, but you still get your meaty.
And you get you conserve your cooldowns as well.
Yes, conserving the EX cooldown is one of the big deals. Or maybe it's not conserving your EX cooldown, but you didn't have it in the first place. But
yeah,
Taco, unfortunately, taking the wrong time to fireball versus Gamera.
Yeah, that far medium, of course, the cornerstone of Jita's gameplay in general, the way that she plays footsies. Nice back shift, just to avoid any potential mix-up situation. The delayed EX Vorpal Blade in order to catch that frame trap. Gamera, first round on the board.
Yeah, and that was a real close one, I gotta say. That was very back and forth. Once Gamera got a little bit in control there in the corner, it seemed kind of hard. You know, all it really takes is one far medium from Gamera sometimes, right?
Yes.
And that's what we saw. The EX comes out. So the EX Fireball is no longer available for Darkstring, but the Vorpal Blade is. Yeah, the EX Fireball is back now. Oh, caught the jump out, but yeah, it's so hard to be able to combo off that, right? Because you super jump, you're just in such a weird position for the opponent.
Taco playing this very, very non-committal so far, just using that sweep every now and then, throwing a fireball just to keep that mid-range control. Finally gets the 2M to open up and solid mid-screen damage.
Oh, now the throw right here. And so again, you know, you always got to note when the throw finally comes out from Taco. Is it going to continue throwing, or is the jump U going to be noted in there? Yeah, trying to use that far medium, and no, yeah, Gamera with far medium of his own. And yeah, I just don't know if you can challenge Gamera with your own far medium. It seems like he's just got a sixth sense, a third eye on when to do it.
Speaking of third eyes, what great reaction text coming out from Taco on those throws. 3 in a row. Still, that is a little bit of HP shredded away.
Yeah, whenever you late tech, the opponent is more plus and you lose a little bit of life, but at the very least you had a bigger window, but that's not gonna help out for Gamera any longer.
Once again, just the stoic gameplay from Taco, never overextending on his pressure. Always ready.
And that's, I think Taco is thinking about something that was shown from Gamera previously quite a bit, because I've noticed a lot more sweep from Taco versus Gamera than the previous players, and that is because Gamera likes to walk back. The safe jab, a lot of damage here.
Yep. Made sure to delay that combo just a little bit so that he got his cooldowns back. Very important as Jita. She doesn't have too many special moves. She only has 3, unlike most characters that have at least 4. So you've got to really manage those cooldowns well.
And again, trying to catch the walk back with the sweep. You know, you mentioned it earlier, the sweep from Belial is so far, so strong. And so it's just such a good usage. Oh, no!
Doesn't believe in the hit. All right, Taco.
Oh,
save jab right and gets the in-between hit. Auto combo to SSBA. Not going to be as much damage as it could have possibly been, but still going to be a big chunk.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, you knew that neither was going to kill, right? So you're trying to get the positioning by pushing them forward further with the auto combo. Oh, but the fire right there from Gamera on the 2L. Max distance confirmed, and is going to take the game off it.
Yep, superb time to challenge from Gamera right there. And again, that, I think, was an instance of the usual conservative play from Taco kind of coming back to bite him. He wanted to kind of slow down the pace, maybe in an unorthodox way, but Gamera ready and able to take the round in the game.
Yeah, well, we have seen a lot of mileage out of Gamera slowing down the game and then just reacting to the opponent. It appears to be maybe Gamera just a bit better at that playstyle.
Good 2M into the MDP.
And that's going to be a lot of meter build too.
Yep. And look at all of this damage in the corner. One solid opening should be enough. One far medium into the SSBA, or the SBA even, will be enough to take the round. And there it is, gets the rush instead. EX Vorpal Blade, 2H EX Fireball into the close heavy for the perfect.
Yeah, and Gamera just looking so much stronger than that winner set. This is what we were looking for. Gamera seems to be activated. I know the demeanor shows, you know, nothing on the face and just absolutely completely calm, but it seems like in the gameplay that violence is back.
Yes. I'm wondering now, maybe Taco needs to speed up the pace of his gameplay a little bit in order to catch Gamera off guard, but Gamera just not allowing that to happen whatsoever.
I think he tried right there with the EX Visago, right? Because that hasn't come out one singular time so far. It's just already scouted by Gamera. He was ready for it, but there it is. Finally, the sweep finds its mark. That's going to allow Taco a bit of leeway. No! Gamera again ready for the stagger pressure. Taco had been going to stagger pressure so often that it must seem obvious at this point for Gamera.
Yes.
Just a completely banal response in regards to the defense that Gamera was showing earlier.
Yep, and now the clip on the far medium once again going to lead to a full combo. Easy in for SPA because he knows that it will do enough damage to get the KO.
I mean, even if it doesn't, like, you are in a bad situation right now, and Gamera's in a great one, so.
Yes. 2-0 for Gamera. Complete reversal of what we saw in the winner's semi-set between these two. Gamera just in complete control right now.
And that control may continue. Taco not even taking a second to double think what the strategy could possibly be, right? Which is normally pretty scary in these situations, but it also could mean that Taco kind of has an idea already of what to change. The reaction tax coming out again.
Plus frames, and again backs off, does Gamera.
Oh, but there it is, the far medium.
The timings of all of these far mediums have just been immaculate. It's been absolutely crucial for Gamera throughout this entire set. Another one lands its mark. That should be enough to get the KO thanks to technical input, eternal ascendancy. Each of those hits, good, and fantastic in this fireball. But it's not enough.
Just barely alive here as Taco with barely any health. The problem is the chip guns is gone now thanks to that fireball, right? So it's either gonna have to be overdrive or you're just done.
Yep. And now Gamera 1 round away from advancing into grand finals. Can Taco find that lease and life? Can he find that magic moment to get this round on the board? And that is a great start for him.
The saving grace is gonna have to come out right now, but the 2M, you know, another medium attack, that has been the saving grace for Gamera. Even trying to catch the backshift on this one. Taco not really going to backshift terribly often, so Gamera maybe not even totally ready, but yes, that counter on the 5 unique.
Yeah, lovely use of Daddy, give me some sugar. And now the corner control once again is Taco's. Not even going to attempt to punish the risk reward usually for doing so. Not in favor, but no cancel on the far H. Oh,
the overdrive is going to come out. Yeah, Gamera is tired of the staggers, right? Just tired of standing there, but oh my goodness, the sweep from max distance. And that's big damage into the SPA.
And I love the second hit of the auto combo right there, used to build that 100 meter to get the SBA off, and that is going to be the round. Taco still alive here in this bracket.
That is a fight or flight response to figure out that you need just a little bit more meter to go for the auto combo, because normally you're scared to do that because it's going to lower the damage.
Yeah,
but you know you need that SBA.
There's that initial hit, full corner carry once again. Solid, 35%.
This is the most aggressive we've seen Gamera so far. I think what he's recognized is that, okay, I've been playing the stoic playstyle for so long, I can get a bunch of damage with just this because you won't be ready for it.
And honestly, it's a perfect time to pull it out as well. Just doesn't want Taco to get any real momentum started. If he could just win this round, clinch this right here, he advances to grand finals and prevents Taco from advancing in the bracket.
Yeah, prevents the reloss, right, from earlier in the winners. The jump over is going to happen. Probably thought it was going to cross up because you saw the walk forward.
Yep. Big jump in from Taco, still alive.
Oh, the wake up!
And I think this is going to be it. It's going to be a slow burner even after the light auto combo, but this does a lot of damage as an SBA.
Yeah, just barely missing the media with Taco, so that allows for Gamera to be able to do this. Wants to spot dodge that so that the chip guns doesn't go away, but Gamera recognizing that, right? But now it only has the EX Dragon Punch. Okay, it's going to stave off being able to be chipped thanks to the overdrive right here, but you're going to have to make every correct decision. There is no more room for error.
None whatsoever. These neutral decisions have to be impeccable, and you can't get hit by a single one of those far mediums that have been doing so much work for Gamera in this set so far.
Oh, was expecting Dragon Punch, so just backed off. Gamera tried to super jump away, and still looking for that Dragon Punch. Still worried about it. The 5 each connected, but not enough. There's going to be the counter hit into SSBA.
That's a huge hit. Gonna get the cinematic as well, and Taco getting his first game of this losers final set on the board.
And a Genesis to finish it off of just 1-2L by the skin of the teeth. Does Taco stay alive? And the crowd is living for it.
Magnificently played at the end by Taco there, and this may be the start of a resurgence for him in this set. But Gamera definitely not going to take that one lying down.
When you put a tourniquet on the bleeding that Gamera put on you, you start to get much morale back, right?
Yeah.
And the morale is going to be so important for your mental. And that mental is going to carry you much further into coming back in this loser's finals. Gamera definitely does not want that to happen. Already with the Abare.
Definitely didn't want that close range fireball right there. There's going to be the punish on the DP. Full corner carry once again. Jita.
Oh, there's the throw again. Yeah, I mean, earlier we had been seeing a lot of reaction techs from Taco, but sometimes Gamera has just found ways to sneak it in there. But yeah, give Daddy some sugar.
Not going to go for the crossover side swap, instead opting to just run Gamera to the corner, and again, the chip on the OD normals, but wow, gets the hit anyway with the far medium. Gamera once again at set point.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit harder each time for Gamera to fully put Taco down. Taco still fighting back with a ferocity not yet seen. Yeah. Luckily that's safe for Taco, but Gamera is using that to take the advantage back. Another far medium finds its mark, and another push towards the corner. It doesn't matter if you tech it. I am going to add up as much throw damage as possible.
Yeah, Gamera has noticed that Taco really likes to go for that sweep after those 2Ms, so he chooses to challenge the far medium and is rewarded kindly for it. Nice jump over by Taco right there. Solid corner combo.
Yeah, it was so unfortunate there for Gamera though, because he attempted to anti-air, just hit the wrong avenue. As the rush finds its mark though, not at the wrong avenue this time. The push forward from, and instead of trying to anti-air, is now afraid of attempting to anti-air that situation because of what happened earlier. That's good for Taco because it might open this up a bit more. The staggers are coming out again, and this is what we saw earlier from Taco, trying to bait out the throw, but yeah, the jump unique is not going to help.
Yeah, such patient, disciplined defense coming out from Gamera, not getting caught by any of Taco's tricks right there. The blocks, once again, the close light, finally a throw. There's the overdrive, no bait on it, and the Daddy give me some sugar.
Oh, but no, didn't fully convert. That is very close to death. You're gonna have to worry about this. The overdrive that might come out here for Taco just to stay alive, but no, there's gonna be the chip damage.
And you can tell that Taco was just conservative, too scared to maybe get that overdrive baited, knowing Gamera's reactions. But in the end, he really needed it. Gamera taking that with the chip KO, advancing to Grand Finals.
And I have to give it up for Taco. Tried absolute best. Again, I cannot stress enough. Taco was not going to come to this event, had no means to, until they won the FGC Arcade event for this, and they sent them out here.
Yep.
Taco, stoic game plan. The neutral is immaculate for this player throughout the, just about everybody. Taco was the only person to bring it down to the wire so far, and now Taco is gone. Gamera is all that is left. There is only Zool.
But Gamera is absolutely not one that you can sleep on. This is a matchup that is largely agreed to be Percy favored. You know, very kind of similar sort of pace of gameplay between these two characters, but Percy just has that range advantage, that power advantage. The reward at mid-range is so scary and threatening. That's not even to say enough about stuff like the command grab, but here we go, intros rocking in this final set of the night. Tororo versus Gamera here in Grand Finals. Granblue Fantasy versus at Evolution 2022. We are up with Far Heavy into EX Stab and 3 stocks on the board.
Yeah, my Granblue Fantasy versus commentary career started with Far Heavy into EX Lord Strike, and it's going to end with it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you're seeing that stoic pressure, right? This is, it doesn't look offensive from Tororo's side, but he's quietly pushing Gamera towards the corner by doing basically nothing, because you know the second one of those buttons connects on you, you're going to take a lot of damage.
Trade so far, Gamera now opting for a little bit more mid-range fireball pressure. Lovely far medium, but no confirm out of this time. The delay on the fireball is going to get all that corner carry.
Yeah, normally you can just have such an easy time trying to dodge fireballs in this game, but you know, when Cheetah has the ability to slow hers down by charging it.
Just a little bit too slow on the punish right there, and able to convert at that range with the far medium thanks to that pickup. All the damage from the SBA, the Eternal Ascendancy, not going to get the KO just yet.
Very, very close though, and you're basically in check situation. The overdrive comes out for Tororo. And now you could worry about all that increased damage, right? Just from the overdrive alone. You can't be chipped out anymore, so that's got to be a good peace of mind for Tororo.
Good attack on the throw and a good match versus that. Not going to go for the DP ender. Instead, just opting for the chip. Wants to keep that DP online, just in case Gamera jumps at him.
Yeah, also wants to just get close enough that any hit will kill after this, right?
Yes.
So the knockdown is just good enough. Tororo using what little resource advantage on the health. That isn't there.
Superb whiff punish on that far medium. The Vegeta far medium, one of the hardest buttons in the game to whiff punish, but when you have that range of Percival, you just have all the power in the world to do so.
Yeah, far medium, far heavy, Percival's staples. They're the bread and butter of this character in terms of whiff punish tools. Oh, there it is, another far medium, another counter hit. No reaction, but that's okay, because you're still getting what damage you can.
Yeah.
The fireballs are starting to add up for Ganera, though, and see, so earlier we talked about how much whiff punishability you can do versus that far H, and you know, that fireball shows it.
Yeah, and all of that kind of cracking into Tororo's patience, just wanting to kind of drive his way in, and Gamera capitalizing as a result.
Oh, got the 2M! Not going to be able to fully convert, just a bit too late on the far medium. The low's coming out, yeah, immediately Tororo on the reaction. The overdrive comes out, and again, we're in that exact same situation, but there's a lot more health on Gamera's side.
And there is spot dodging the fireballs.
Oh!
Wow, the close medium into the EX stab.
No!
Tearing away that HP, and the confirm into SPA. Wow, that HP was gone in mere seconds.
Is it possible to ever count Tororo out regardless of health value?
If you have that overdrive on deck, let me tell you how much damage that EX stab does. It does almost 3,000 damage by itself. Combos into it will do over 4,000 damage from those far pokes. It is terrifying, so you can never ever count a character and a player of this caliber out.
Oh, I mean, showing just the comebacks from every single moment. Now you got to start to wonder if Gamera is going to be very, very worried about the overdrive, right? Because that has just been the detriment of Gamera's offense once the life total has been far enough down that it looks like you're about to win. Far H is not going to be followed up.
Yeah, this time going for the charge fireball again. That's catching Tororo off guard. The ranges at which Gamera is using these fireballs force Tororo to kind of make a read on them rather than go by pure reaction.
Oh yeah, just barely in there, right back at you. You know, that was payback from the previous game. I'm going to catch your medium this time.
Yeah, superb with punish coming out from Gamera. Great situation. Good tackle on the throw, the safe jab, and that's going to be the end of the round.
Yeah, that is the bread and butter of Granblue Fantasy versus offensive pressure structure, right? Is being able to like do the safe jab.
Yes.
The safe jab is going to have to come out versus a lot of the Dragon Punch characters. Percival obviously being one of the stronger ones for that. So you have to be ready for it. Oh, 5H and confirmed. Oh,
safe jab again. Not going to go for the big boy close H count hit. Just wants to go for the stable, simple punish. Gets the count hit, but doesn't get a proper confirm. Doesn't matter though. Maintaining that momentum with the rush.
Yeah, and it just seems like the explosiveness of the offense from Tororo is completely out of nowhere a lot of the time. You see for a good 40 seconds, he's just going to do nothing, right? And then the second you give him an inch, you're done.
It's a truly terrifying way to play this character. No follow-up after the count hit 2M.
Oh, tried to get a whip punish on that, but it was not just fast enough, and that allowed Gamera to dodge. Full conversion because of it.
Yeah, surprising that Gamera was able to come out on top in that situation. Usually, after spot dodging that 214 HL, it actually leaves the spot dodger negative, so Percy can take his turn a lot of the time.
Whatever Tororo tries to do is just slow enough that it helped out Gamera. 5Ms are just going to be back and forth. This is going to be the name of this Grand Finals, is 5M, right? Like, that's just what's going to happen. These are the best buttons for the toolkit, and they're going to be the best buttons for confirming as well, as Tororo finds another one.
5M for both characters, as you mentioned, the name of the game. Goes for the sweep. Oh, the DP! Most likely unintentional. Maybe he wanted to run up 2L.
I'm going to say that I think that was intentional personally because, you know, if you're looking to stop somebody's offense, doing a DP in the middle of their attempted guard string can really think about, makes them double think their mental, right? It can make them think about their guard strings because in this game, you want to incorporate a lot of staggers. You want to incorporate a bit of a gap so the opponent can, you know, choose the wrong option. And so you need to try and shut that down early. So that's one of the reasons I think it was possibly there. But if it was a mistake or not, Gamera was able to just demolish it.
Absolutely, yeah. And honestly, because obviously this game has the easy input, the one-button DPs, it's it's a lot easier to implement those DPs in between block string pressure than it is in a lot of other games.
Ooh, yeah, wow, Samurai just recovering just in time to have to be able to get around that fireball. And now finding a bit of a Abare himself is Tororo. Normally Gamera has been the Abare god, but...
Alright, count it 2L into the 2M. Getting all that corner carry from Jita.
Okay, yeah, was trying to use the EX fireball to catch a dodge from Tororo, because that has been happening a lot, but not going to be required here. Eternal Ascendancy, I don't think it kills, but I think it puts you in a check situation, right? So this is where Gamera is going to have to think about overdrive, because of so many other times prior.
Yes. And the overdrive as well is going to be back behind 5 stocks on the side of Tororo as well, so those hits are really going to hurt if he gets them.
And that's why you can just see how slow Gamera has changed this, you know, because the offense was all there a moment ago, but that could change here. Now that Tororo has found it. No, the 2M. Again, Abare God strikes.
Amazing option to contest right there. Gamera now with a slight lead here in the set.
Oh, what a whip punish right there, using the Vorpal Blade at the end of the 5H.
Oh, because of the count hit right there, wasn't able to actually get the tick throw.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta account for that. You're already thinking about the tick throw before you even do it. There's the low off the Lord Strike.
Blocks all around, checking each other at mid-range with those 2Ms.
They're also trying to stop each other's offense with 2Ms in the middle of the stagger pressure, right? Trying to make it so the stagger pressure is less prevalent. But it's just going to come out. You cannot deter somebody at this higher level because they got here for a reason. Being deterred is not one of them.
Yeah, and the opening from the Vorpal Blade right there. Tororo just having a little bit of a hard time getting out of this corner. The far medium, here we go. It's the medium stab this time.
Oh, there it is again. A far medium right into Vorpal Blade. This is close enough.
Yeah. All that corner carry once again. Gamera getting another game on the board. 2-1. Only one game away from a bracket reset here in Grand Finals.
Yeah, and Gamera, just, I mean, look at him. He's just so, I don't know how he stays calm in this. Like, maybe he's screaming internally, but it's like...
It's definitely not showing. Honestly, after this, he should probably go to the poker tables. Because he's got a damn good poker face on him.
But I feel like with the masks, everybody's got it, right?
You can tell with the eyes.
Oh, yeah, true. But, you know, taking a second right now is Tororo. Because, yeah, I mean, he does have to think about this. You may have the bracket reset available to you, but if you're continuing to run into this over and over, then the bracket reset, you know, may be null and void. And Gamera, again, offensive starts. You've noticed that Gamera has started to go way more offensive at the very beginning when it's almost the time to be able to take a game, right?
Yeah.
Like,
oh! He went for light command dash right there instead of medium. So no punish coming out from Gamera though, and the 2M just to interrupt that stagger.
Now all the way to the corner again, thanks to Vorpal Blade. The jump over is going to happen. Oh, it wasn't a full confirm, but oh no,
that's a huge damage confirmed!
Is that death? Hold on. Okay.
Oh, he wasn't close enough to the corner, but that could have potentially been death. He was just a little bit closer.
Oh, man, that was so close right there. Yeah.
Didn't believe right there either. Good challenge this time coming out from Tororo.
And another round here for Tororo coming back, and yeah, I mean that one simple confirm right there had to have been enough morale to get Tororo back into things, right?
Yeah. Oh, great bait on the DP right there. That's going to be a hard knockdown in 5 travel rate stocks.
Yeah, had to use the DP anyway because Lord Strike was not available and neither was Rushdown, so. Yeah, okay, you remember, the EX Fireball is no longer available. The Dragon Punch might be, but there's the Whip Punish on the 2M with the 2M of their own.
Amazing Whip Punish right there. Once again, the mid-range game leaning a little bit more towards Tororo's favor this time. Gets the counter hit 2M, no follow-up afterwards. There's the rush into EX Stab, one more hit. And the tech throw will do it. 2-2 now. Tororo only one game away from becoming your Granblue Fantasy versus EVO champion.
Yeah, and you can tell Tororo really wants this. Every time a round or a game has ended, has gone to the phone and checked the notes, right? Really, really wants this, has prepared for this.
Yes, absolutely.
Gamera, though, falling asleep.
You need to be prepared against a player of Gamera's caliber, and you know something that we have not seen in this top 8 at all, Ebonic.
What would that be, Vera?
We have not seen a single use of that 5U from Percival. Tororo has not used that button at all, so I'm wondering if he's keeping that in the back pocket for this final game.
X-Seal does seem like a break glass in case of emergency right now, because yeah, you're totally correct, it has just not shown up. He's been fine with throwing, he's been fine with using far medium on the Whip Punish, and he is now fine with the offense.
He doesn't choose to challenge right there, just remaining conservative.
Oh, I don't think that was intentional. That had to have been a rush down, I would assume.
Didn't have the meter for it, maybe just wasn't paying enough attention there. Lovely confirm into the EX.
Oh, the X's are going to clash, but yeah, Jita has that privilege of having a stronger fireball durability, but the rush down having the privilege of strike invulnerability.
And now Tororo is one single round away from being your Granblue Fantasy versus champion here at Evolution 2022. All he needs is one more, and that is the start of it. Far medium into EX Stab.
Yeah, and I like that immediately went to Trauma Right stacks rather than going the knockdown, right? It's setting up rather than just getting overzealous and trying to do stuff.
All right, the very, very, very important far medium challenge right there from Gamera, pushing all the way to the corner. Control now reversed.
And Gamera trying to fight back. Was looking for the DP after the low, I would think, from Gamera. Because, like, you know, the low is normally when somebody takes their turn back, but probably expecting Dragon Punch thanks to all those Trauma Right stacks. The far medium is going to get rushed.
Again, superb with punish all the way to the corner and all of this damage.
Yep. Oh, yeah, got that another counter and trying to press more buttons. I think Tororo really wants this so bad, was trying to make it happen off of Mubare's sake.
Yeah, a lot of scaling on that sequence, so not going to get the KO and no access to Eternal Ascendancy either.
Yeah, that rushdown has paid off a lot though, so Eternal Ascendancy may not have been the game plan from the get-go. And there's a rushdown. Okay, so we have the plus frames. Tororo staying stoic again. Oh, and Whip Punished again!
Wow, I think the slight hurtbox shift maybe from that EX Whirlpool Blade allowed for the Whip Punish opportunity. Gamera now one round away from resetting the bracket here at EVO 2022.
It would not be an EVO story without this last game, last round shenanigan. As another Whirlpool Blade punish comes out of Gamera, and you can check the spacing is just so deliberate from the both of them.
Yes. Very much so. A little bit of damage from the Light Schneider and gets the knockdown from the EX.
Oh, the 5-8, but no punish this time. That's one of the rare times that Gamera has not reacted, but there's the immediate, the farthest range. Big hit here, big chance for Gamera.
Once again, the lights, just the immediate pressure, the far medium. I think this should be a bracket reset, Ebonic.
Well, we're gonna have to check that the Eternal Ascendancy is going to come true. There it is. It is going to be a little scared. It might be close. That's going to be a bracket reset. Oh,
bracket reset from Gamera now. Both players only need to win one more set here at Evolution 2022 to become your champion.
And the crowd is living for it. Once more Granblue, as we all do. Tororo has to double check these notes, has to figure out what to go for now. I mean, it was very close. That last round, though, violence from Gamera.
Very, very much so. Needed to just inject that little bit of extra pace to really catch Tororo off guard, prevent him from being able to do what he wanted. And now it is Tororo's turn to adapt in kind here in this Grand Finals reset.
Yeah, and I do not blame Tororo for taking as long as possible to double check these notes, as long as possible to double check your mindset, because that, you're about to win the tournament. Some people break from that when they've lost it, right? Yeah. You can't break from that. Tororo knows that.
Yeah, it's absolutely paramount to maintain your composure, to just understand what you were doing well and understand where you can find the holes in your opponent's game plan.
Yeah, I think Totoro probably recognized that he wanted it a little bit too much and started to go for maybe a bit too much of Are when Gamera was showing needy almost every time. There's the throw, it's gonna get teched. Gamera not employing the same game plan as versus Taco, where it was just, you know, jab throw, and you know, you just take as much. It's more stagger pressure this time versus Totoro.
Totoro once again being very patient on defense, manages to get the opening even though the far medium was blocked. And again, the combo into that FBA technical input, going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's going to be just barely not a kill. But the thing is okay, so we're in that previous situation that we saw from the very beginning of the first set, right? Where you're in overdrive range for Totoro, and you've got a prayer and a dream. He's made the comeback before, so I just can't count him out.
Absolutely not. But again, clipped by that EX Vorpal Blade. Maybe Totoro starting to run a little bit on fumes right now, running out of steam after all of these intense sets that he's had with these incredible competitors.
Yeah, one thing that Soul Calibur taught me in my time with the game is that catching people's timings can be so important, and if you keep watching the way Gamera is doing this, he's catching so many timings, and that is why. He just understands when Totoro is going to do something, and then the 2M hits, the fireball hits, the 4M hit. You get the whip punish on the 5H because your spacing is ridiculous. Gosh, yeah, it's just so hard to be able to move forward if you're Totoro, because you've already been in this situation before. You know what Gamera is capable of.
Yeah, this is just such a tense situation. You really don't want to be losing all of that HP once again. Gamera not quite at 100 just yet. Amazing whip punish right there with the far medium. All right, finally. Excellent back shift, but they get punished.
Oh,
not a big punish
conversion, though. Yeah. And then now one situation was great for Gamera has turned to Totoro's side, and he was able to capitalize this time, whereas Gamera was unfortunately unable to.
All right, one round apiece here in this Grand Finals reset. Oh, didn't believe enough to go for the EX stab after that 5H.
Oh yeah, and actually rare non-confirmed from the 2M, but it's going to get the Vorpal Blade on this one, and again, this is about checking people's timings. Gamera just seems to be immaculate at doing so. Oh,
big jump in right there from Totoro.
Oh, 2M is actually going to catch the run forward. Remember, in this game, there is no ability to directly block after a run. You have just a little bit of that frame.
That side switch, though, from Gamera. Key jump out, now going to get a ton of damage.
Okay, yeah,
oh, get side switch!
Trap! Super Sky down on this one!
I don't think this is going to get the KO. It was scaled down from the auto combo. He's going to live on a sliver, I'm going to say. Oh! No, never mind! It gets the KO! And Gamera taking the first game here in the Grand Finals reset.
Oh my goodness, so close. And again, Gamera's morale has to be at absolute maximum, because before it was, you know, comebacks from OD, from Totoro, and now no longer has that been happening. He has just been solid and just very strong at being able to keep Totoro away from the game plan he so wants. Oh yeah, run up afterwards, because you know you are using the dodge to be able to, you know, get some of that frames back after the 5H, right? So then Gamera is like, okay, that means you're down a few frames. I'm technically plus here.
And particularly on a character like Vera, who has one of the fastest run speeds in the game, real nice to have. And you will take that random far medium with no confirm just to get out the corner. But Totoro is bleeding right now. Great rush confirm right there.
And we just saw something new from Totoro. He's really digging deep, like, you know, is just needed. The new thing is that Lord Strike into no follow-up, right?
Yes.
Oh, but yeah, catching the Vorpal Blade, and that's something that Gamera's been getting a lot of mileage out of, is that Vorpal Blade catching the timings of Totoro. So maybe starting to rethink when he's pressing buttons and look for the Vorpal Blade instead.
Yes.
Oh, okay. The spot dodge got caught! A lot of people tend to think spot dodge is one of the safest things you can do after a clash, but there are ways around it to catch the recovery frames. Gamera scouted it out. Gamera takes the round.
Excellent stuff to Gamera right there, and it really looks like the cards are just falling into his side of the field right now. Gamera in so much control.
Yeah, sneaking in the trauma rise stack on that one. I like that. You know, it's one of the things where you're seeing a lot less immediate buffing presses from Gamera, so you get a trauma rise stack every now and then just due to the fact that he's doing nothing.
Yeah.
The little things to get your resource game buffed up is just going to make all the difference in a level of play like this. But again, another Vorpal Blade at the right time.
Just both of these medium and EX Vorpal Blades have been so crucial for Gamera. Good techs on the grabs and blocks on the stackers as well.
The defense is so stalwart. It's ridiculously hard to crack. Oh, the 5-8 is going to connect as well.
Yeah, just about. Finally.
Yeah, but there it is. Another far medium from Gamera. Has the rest available, has the Vorpal Blade on EX, and then also has the corner.
Yeah, not going to get a punish due to the spacing right there. Gets the counter hit, can confirm into SBA from that. Not going to get the KO just yet, but in a great position is Tororo.
I mean, when you have the life lead like this, but the thing is, remember, Gamera has Super Skybound on his deck and OD. Yes. There could be one hit confirmed into down. One throw here. Another, oh yeah, fakes it out with the OD. Now can't be chipped out.
Is the DP going to come from Tororo maybe? Just try and relieve this situation.
Yeah, trying to make it so that the chip cuts are gone too. You notice that there's a lot of just straight hits, but there it is finally, the medium.
Stuffing it out once again. Now Gamera in the driver's seat, one game away from becoming your EVO 2022 champion here for Granblue Fantasy versus. Tororo was so close in that previous set, but it's gradually slipping away from him. Can he maintain that composure?
Composure is what is going to be needed to maintain, because Tororo, I mean, you really have to figure something out right now. This is you're running on sweep, because Gamera has been hard pressed to find a moment that he's not comfortable. It was what it feels like anyway. Okay, checking the notes again. Has decided that, you know, whatever information that he's gleaned from that is good as he's getting back into it. So we are on tournament game here for Gamera. There's gonna need to be a 3-0 sweep if Tororo wants it.
Yeah, and again, these EX Vorpal Blades just catching the moments where Tororo wants to move. Right, finally introduces the DP on defense to relieve that pressure.
I mean, at this point, you're not doing it, so you gotta start bringing out the new stuff, and there it is again, that EX Lurch.
And that's the first exit, but it gets blocked, the follow-up. Unfortunately, missing the timing.
Yeah, I think Tororo recognized that, hey, like, I've not been doing DP on defense, I've not been doing X-Seal, I've not been jumping out, and now they're seeing everything that is new come out.
All the stops are being pulled right now from Tororo.
God, Gamera's game plan is just so solid, though, that, like, even when new stuff is introduced, it seems like you can just continue doing similar things. But full conversion into the SBA.
I'm not sure if it was close enough for the... No, it was close enough for the cinematic. Still not going to get the KO, though.
Regardless. Oh, probably trying to just roll out of there. I'm not sure. Ended up getting hit by the JU. Too high, though, to get a full confirm. And now Rush is available to confirm off of anything for Gamera. So yeah, you know that Tororo can't press too much.
Yeah, he's got to be very, very careful here, even with this life lead. Good dodge on the fireball.
Yeah, the far medium's coming out just as pensive as possible, not trying to do it too many, conserving. And there it is, the Rush. And you were talking about the endgame nature of Rush and how strong it can be, but jumps over the throw.
Wow, what a jump right there. And look, the clock was only at 15 seconds left. And now Gamera one single round away from becoming your EVO champion.
And having to do so from losers as well.
All right, but that's a good start for Tororo. Finally gets the corner control, has the pressure situation, but the 2M answer from Gamera. He is a man possessed right now.
And this is a different Gamera than we've seen an entire time.
Wow,
is able to confirm off of anything. Right into the Rush. The throw is going to get tagged here again. He tries to jump out.
Big jump out from Tororo. Finally blocks the Vorpal Blade. Gets a full
no
punish either. Uncharacteristic drops coming out from Tororo right now.
You can tell the nerves are hitting hard right now for Tororo. Is able to get the far medium into Rush though. That's important.
Very, very much so.
Oh,
again, the 2M.
Is that gonna do it? There it is. And Gamera is your Evolution 2022 champion from the losers bracket.
Taking it over past Titans in the bracket, taking it over Ren, taking it over Taco after getting knocked down by him, and now finally the double set over Tororo. Gamera is here.
Gamera making a statement with such incredible reaction, such a solid game plan, remaining as stoic and stalwart as possible in the face of just absolute danger.
And you could tell this was just such an exhausting, such an exhilarating set for both players. You can tell that Gamera really had to pull out all the stops in order to overcome the incredible talent that was in his way. But the first predicted seed of the tournament fulfills those expectations and becomes your Evolution champion. But my goodness, what a bracket. What a top 8 that was.
Yeah, I just cannot believe that we got to finally see all of this unfold before our very eyes in person. And that was all here at EVO 2022. Gosh, there he is, Gamera, just taking it. And I mean, yeah, that second set was completely in Gamera's control. Had figured out just about everything. I mean, you know, I totally